Welcome back to Cartography with Miss Avila. Today you will need the map that you have created with me. If you have not created this map yet, please click on the links in this assignment to go back and complete your initial map. Then come back to this assignment. You will also need a pencil with a good eraser and preferably some colored pencils. If you don't have colored pencils, crayons could work also. Get your supplies and return once you have them. In today's episode, we're going to be adding our economic features to our map. This will show what the major industries are in different areas of Washington State. Without further ado, let's get started. We're going to start by adding symbols for the different parts in our state that have a major timber industry. So in the key, using a brown colored pencil, draw a wooden log. And with your pencil, write that the wooden log means timber or wood products. It would make sense that we would have a booming timber industry wherever we have a lot of trees or forests. So sure enough, right by the Olympic National Forest, there's a lot of timber. Down here by Tacoma, there are a lot of wood products. And those are areas in our state where the timber industry is huge. It makes sense that most of these areas are on the wet side of the mountains where there is a lot of rainfall, and a lot of rain means that a lot of trees can grow. So that's actually the major industry on the west side of the mountains. Now let's add the major industry on the east side of the mountains, which is wheat. Check to make sure that you've added all 5 areas that grow a lot of wheat. Notice that a lot of the wheat is grown in the plateau region of our state, this area with a lot of high flat land. And now back to the key. Another booming industry in our state is the dairy and beef industry. And both dairy and beef come from cows. Let's start up in the northwest corner of our state. Try to make your drawings as close as possible to the drawing that you did in the key. Double check that you have included all 5 areas of the state that have a large dairy or beef industry. When you've gone south to Yakima, have you seen a lot of cows? Going back to the wet west side of our state and using a blue colored pencil, since that side is so close to so much water, a big part of their economy is fishing. Double check that you've included all 4 areas of the state that have a large salmon or fishing industry. Notice that there's both ocean deep sea fishing and river fishing. Now, our city has not been nicknamed the apple capital of the world for nothing. Using a red colored pencil, let's add an apple. There are 3 areas that are huge on apples, and they're all in major river valleys. Why do you think apples are grown in river valleys? And let's not forget another fruit that can also be grown where there are apples. For this one, you'll need a green colored pencil. Something else we grow a lot of in Washington State are cherries. The part of our state that produces the most cherries is the Yakima River Valley. Have your parents ever gone on a wine tour through Washington State? Washington State also produces wine, which of course comes from grapes. And our largest grape crop is, you guessed it, also in the Yakima River Valley. But we don't only grow fruits in Washington State, we also grow vegetables. One of these vegetables is the onion. Have you ever heard of an onion called the Walla Walla sweet onion? We actually have a city named Walla Walla. There are a lot of onions grown in Walla Walla. Another vegetable that's also grown underground is the potato. Let's use brown for this. Has your family grown potatoes in your family garden? If you've ever driven to Quincy, you've seen a lot of cornfields. That's another vegetable that our state produces a lot of. That's it for fruits and vegetables. Of course, we grow other fruits and vegetables. For example, our state produces a lot of peas and apricots too. Also asparagus. But we're trying to keep things a little simple here. Let's move on over to the west side again. There are a couple of other industries that the west side is famous for. Use gray or silver for this next one because this is airplanes. My airplane kind of looks like a fish, so it's a good thing I have a key. The fancy word for the airplane industry is aerospace. And the major company that we have here in Washington is called Boeing. Boeing manufactures a lot of airplanes, and that is over here in the Puget Sound area. Also, have you heard of the company Microsoft? Or have you heard of the man Bill Gates? Bill Gates is one of the richest men in the world because he co-founded the Microsoft company, which was the company that made personal computers a big thing. Microsoft also owns Xbox, and that originated right here in our state of Washington. To represent that, I'm going to draw a video game controller. Electronics. Those are also produced in the Puget Sound area. You can keep your black colored pencil for this next one, and that is coal. Have your parents ever threatened to fill your Christmas stocking with coal if you're naughty? Well, coal is actually a major industry for one of the regions of Washington State. That's also on the west side, down here by a city called Centralia. I've run out of space in my key, so I'm going to start a new column about halfway across the key. And to keep things neat, I'm just going to draw a light line down the center of my key. And now I can start again at the top. For this next one, use brown or tan, and we're going to draw a boat. Because believe it or not, one area of Washington State has the major industry of shipbuilding. What side of the state do you predict that shipbuilding will take place? If you guessed the western side, you're correct. The side with all of the timber industry. So it's actually right here in the Puget Sound. Now there's one final industry that I'd like us to add on the west side, and it is also connected to the abundance of trees. But this is a different kind of tree. This is a Christmas tree. Have you ever been to a Christmas tree farm? We have Christmas tree farms in a lot of places in Washington State, but there is a major Christmas tree farm industry on the west side, also near the Puget Sound. That's it for the western side of Washington State. There are a couple more things that I'd like for us to add on the eastern side. Now, if you've ever driven to the southeastern part of our state, then you have seen a lot of bales or rolls of hay. Hay is actually an industry. People make money off of growing and selling hay. Now, what I think you will be most excited about is the one that I've saved for last. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is gold. Believe it or not, there are places in our state where gold and other types of ore are mined. Both of these places are in the mountains. All right, ladies and gentlemen, nice job adding these economic features to your map that show some of the major industries in Washington State. Please create a video to your teacher showing your teacher your key and your updated map. Also share the answer to this question. Which of these industries surprised you the most, or which one did you find the most interesting? Nice job, cartographers. When you are finished, remember to save your map in a safe place because we will need it one more time.